Welcome to an experience similar to ones that you've had before. Yes, another podcast featuring a couple of guys who think that they're funny. Two men, one microphone. This is Spoiled Rotten Movies.
Welcome.
Have we entered like that before?
I don't think we've ever entered like that before.
Well, that's perfect because I couldn't come up with something to do at the last second anyway. So
yeah, me either.
Beautiful.
So yeah, just so everyone knows, we know that we're lying to you in this intro. We know it's not two men, one microphone.
Okay, so can we talk
We have
about
upgraded to two microphones.
Two men, two microphones. Sometimes three people.
Sometimes three.
Sometimes three. Usually two. And I think we need to come.
Do we need to update it to two men, two microphones? You'd be surprised, based on the amount of people that actually watch this, how many people be like, I see that you have two microphones.
Actually,
why are you lying?
Actually, yeah.
And I'm like, why do you care?
Well, here's the thing. I would rather buy one really good microphone and make another theme song for the show.
Same. I agree.
The time, there's the issue of the time that goes into crafting such a masterpiece. I don't know. Do we have the Minisode Monday music? Hang on. Maybe we
do. We have the Minisode. Pull up that Minisode Monday music.
We haven't done the Minisode.
I enjoy the Minisode Monday music almost more.
Because here's the thing that nobody even like remembers anymore. Hang on. Let's put this on for a second.
Yeah.
Here we go. Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome back to Minisode Mondays.
Ooh, it's got a little bop in it. You know, we like it.
That's right.
But you know, we haven't done our original format in a hot minute, so like we haven't done Minisode in a while. Like it doesn't.
Very true. We haven't done a Minisode. I haven't heard that song in forever. I'm glad that you
forgot
brought
what
it back.
It sounded like. Honestly,
so did I. I heard the violins. I'm like, oh, there it is.
And when it came in, I was like, okay, that's right.
Oh man.
So do we need to address as a community the theme song, or can we just leave it as is? Or maybe we can make a theme song that is just so not even about podcasting at all. We can just
here's the thing,
have it be just music.
Is it our podcast or is it our viewers' is it our theme song?
Yeah.
Or is it our viewers' theme song?
Yeah, who gets the final say in that?
That is I mean,
because to be honest, to be fair, this podcast did start out as two men with one microphone. It did.
Now we're expanding on to bigger, better things.
We've got
not just
now.
two men.
There's lighting going on. Look at this. Look over here.
Right.
I've got lighting over there. I've got lighting over here. I'm knocking stuff on the floor.
We got one microphone. We got lights. We got videos. Like I have an intro video to everything. For every segment that we do, I have something. This isn't your mom's podcast. This is some top of the line podcasting that goes on here. You know, it's awesome.
I think if anybody wants to give us flack about the theme song, they should come up with a theme song
themselves. Yeah,
send it our way, and then we'll use it because I don't want to make one.
I agree.
No, that'll just work fine. But we're not here to talk about the theme song. We've been talking for 4 minutes about the fact that we have a podcast. Mr. Travis, how are you doing, man?
It's riveting. It's riveting podcast information that they need to know.
This is the podcast now. This is the podcast now. We're talking about podcasting.
We're a podcast about podcasting.
There you go.
And there it is. So yeah, I'm doing great. How about you, Zane?
You know, I'm hanging in there. I'm doing all right. Did I mention that yesterday was leg day on yesterday's podcast?
Leg day? No, I did not know about leg day.
I'm sitting down right now, and my lower back and my legs are they're on fire. Travis,
they tingling.
See this door right here, there. Those are stairs that lead to my room.
Well, it's a door.
So actually,
it's a door. Oh, there's a stair right there. Yep, you're right.
There are two. Oh man, sitting down hurts. There are two stairs that lead to the rest of the stairs. But so actually,
yeah, good point.
but yeah, my leg hurt real bad, and I'm just gonna complain about that for a second because
Yeah.
I have to go back tomorrow and run with legs that have stopped working.
Fun.
I've been drinking a lot of water, and I'm hoping that's
Yeah.
gonna hold this together. It's gonna
Mhm.
be the glue that holds this achy breaky body together.
The achy breaky body. I get it.
That's
Yeah.
how I'm doing. That's how I'm doing. Oh, also, I don't know if you have a beverage with you, but I think I enjoyed yesterday. We started with the cheers.
Yes. Cheers.
I enjoyed that.
Let's
Cheers
this up.
to you, to me,
Oh, to you.
to a week of happiness, and to coming back and doing it again next week. So cheers.
Sounds good. Cheers.
What are you sipping on over there? I've got something delightful over here.
Not
a sponsor.
They're not a sponsor. Exactly. I was going to say, I got some Bacardi rum punch. Yeah.
Rum punch.
Nice and fruitful and
does rumch doesn't quite roll off the tongue in the same way that
rum punch. Yeah.
Just rumch. Rumpch. RUMPCH. Rumch.
Yeah, it sounds like someone got hit in a comic book. Rumpch.
Just like thwap. Kerbang. Yeah, and over here on this side we've got a Cloud Harvest by Ryan
Cloud Harvest.
It's a juicy IPA, which is very nice.
Very good. Staying local.
If anybody's drinking along while they're watching the podcast, let us know in the comments. We'd like to know what you're sipping on. But now that we've talked for 7 minutes about nothing,
right?
Let's move forward into.
Let's move forward.
Are you ready to go?
I am. One thing I want to let you know about. I texted this to you. I sent this messages to you earlier today.
Oh yes, this is exciting.
Actually, last night.
Pay attention.
Most Extreme Elimination Competition. Is that the name of the show?
I think so. Yeah.
Is now streaming on Amazon Prime. This show is a show in Japan that they dubbed over in English, kind of like your Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Yeah,
and
it looks great. Like this is a screenshot from the show.
Yeah.
It's okay. So it's like, I feel like Wipeout, like American Wipeout.
Right. It gave birth to American Wipeout and all those shows. Like, it's hilarious. And there's only one season, but still it's awesome. I can't wait to dive into it. I just knew, I knew we'd never talked about it, but I just knew that was the type of show you would like, Zane.
Yeah. I remember staying up and I used to watch it on
Spike TV.
Spike TV after SNL was on. So I'd watch SNL and then I'd watch Spike TV or there were three options. So it was either that or it was Star Trek, which played immediately afterwards, or
The Next Generation, or
I think it was just the original Star Trek.
The original, wow.
Or it was Monty Python on PBS.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there we go.
Sounds fun.
Now you get to know about old Zane over here.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
Speaking of meat and potatoes, I believe that's what this film is about, isn't that?
Oh, what a segue. Yes, that is exactly what this film is about. A huge, not safe for work.
Yeah. We understand that it's 8 o'clock at night, but
right.
If you're not watching this live and you're listening to it later, turn your speakers off, put your headphones in. Don't let people hear it.
Don't let your kids hear it. If you're too young to listen to this, get parental consent, and parents don't consent. Like this isn't a movie that you should be watching. You should be hearing about. Like if this is one that you're like, I might get a weird, bad, upset stomach about it. I'm kind of on the fence. Please just don't watch it. It's okay. I'm okay with you not watching this one. Watch and listen to all of our other podcasts. Please,
not this one.
Not this one.
I mean, listen to it, but just not with your kids.
Right. I mean,
we got to sell it.
I have a feeling. That the more that I talk about not wanting you guys to watch it, not wanting you guys to listen to it, you're going to do it even more. And just to spite me, thank you. I'm not exactly what I'm looking for, but we are talking about The Package.
The Package.
The Package is the movie that I got faded to me on the wheel of Splat.
We need that. We need that little sound effect. Just little splat sound.
Yeah,
That'd be
great.
nice.
So
Or I'll just do that. Just be like, just point at me, and I'll go. We try it right now. Try it right now. Point at me. Okay. Well, you pointed at the screen, but I understood. You're supposed to.
Oh, point it there.
There you go.
Okay. Good.
All right.
I'm glad that we got that covered. All right.
It's working good. This is what the show is going to, people. Sorry.
Before I get into it, one big thing is spoiler alert. We're going to spoil all the things in this movie from front to back. I have watched this a few times this week to get ready for this, so
I'm so sorry.
Man, I'll say this. This is the first movie that I've watched that I went and did the 1.5 times fast. I've watched this in faster. That I always thought, like, there's no way I'm going to watch a movie 1.5 times faster than what it originally is supposed to be. Yeah, I did it.
So it was still bad. It was just bad faster.
Yes, exactly. It was bad. It was bad in regular speed. It was bad in fast speed.
Mm-hmm.
It was just bad. So the package came out in 2018.
All right.
Had some
veteran film.
Yeah, it's a Netflix original. Had a few big name producers. Ben Stiller is a executive producer in this movie. Adam Devine is an executive producer in this movie. So let's just go straight in. This movie opens up with Sean. Sean is this guy. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly who they are, because they cast, as bad as this movie is, they casted this movie really well. When I explain Sean is this twerp that is a lot more does a lot better for himself than what he should. So we open up, he's in his room packing. He has his shirt tucked into his pants, and as if he's ready to just go camping. His mother is in the kitchen cooking some food. His little brother, 8 or 9 years old, is sitting on the couch eating I think it's Cheerios or Fruit Loops. His father's right beside them. They're both watching TV.
Okay.
And then Donnie.
I'm already into it.
Yeah, Donnie pulls up. That's Donnie.
Good his best friend. Red-headed Donnie.
Yeah, Donnie pulls up. And the first question.
Okay. I'm ready.
Here we go.
Put your answers in the comment. Help me out here. Okay. This is a cooler. Travis, help me out here.
I'm working on it. Hold on.
That's all right. I was just like, it's cooler. All right. Oh, there we go.
Instead of going into the house.
All right.
What does Donnie do to let the family know that he is there?
Okay.
Does he honk the horn of his car as it plays Dixie? That dun 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 dun.
Okay.
Does he yell really loud out of the window of his car asking for hemorrhoid cream advice?
Okay.
Does he burn out? Does he do burnouts and donuts outside of the house in the cul-de-sac, knocking over trash cans and stuff? Or does he get on the family's Wi-Fi with his phone and cast porn onto the TV that the father and son are watching?
Oh, man. Here's what I think happens.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Born.
I think it's D.
Okay.
I really want it to be B. And I was asking for hemorrhoid cream advice. I'm like, My thought process is that there is a commercial for hemorrhoid cream on the TV, and then he switches it to porn, and that's how you got the hemorrhoid cream. Because I was like, that's oddly specific and weird, but maybe he pulled some inspiration from that, but it's actually D. So I'm going to go with D, final answer.
D, final answer is correct. all of a sudden, yeah, there's a porn right on the screen. His father is
right
trying to
about
turn it
the
off.
reason?
No, the hemorrhoid cream. I don't know where that came from, but
Okay.
I was trying to think of something absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that's
that
a
he'd
weird
yell out of
answer.
his car. But yeah, he starts this Wi-Fi and starts casting out the old porn, and his kid, his younger brother's like crying. Both of his parents are yelling like, turn it off, and they can't figure out how to turn off the TV. All in all, good old fun.
Some good fun.
And some good fun.
Some good NSFW fun.
And he leaves. So we find out that Sean has been at Germany this whole time. During the entire school year, he's been in Germany. Would you like to know why he was in Germany?
Is it important?
Would you like to know why?
I would.
So would I. They never talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know? Do they say like, he's only here for a week and then he's going back?
Yeah.
Why he's going to Germany?
No explanation.
Just no explanation. It's just he was in Germany.
He was in Germany for business, for pleasure.
He's back for a week.
Who knows?
And he's going back. That's it. That's
all. He is going back in a week, is what we know. Okay.
How long he was in Germany, we have no idea. Like nothing. He was in Germany. He's back for a week and gone. So, they drive to Jeremy's house. Okay.
Jeremy's house.
Jeremy's this guy.
Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy is
little knife wielding Jeremy.
Yeah, knife wielding Jeremy. They're getting ready for their bros trip. Jeremy shows him his fake ID. It's a military ID for an Army Ranger, Jack Jessup. He found the ID when he was buying the butterfly knife that you saw in that picture.
Okay.
So he starts showing off his butterfly knife. And then you can easily tell that he has no idea what he's doing with this butterfly knife as he drops it.
And he cuts his
pretty
finger
badly. No. Then all of a sudden, Becky and Becky's friend Sarah shows up. Becky is Jeremy's twin brother. That's Becky.
Sister.
Yeah, Becky is Jeremy's twin sister.
Right.
And then Sarah is her best friend. We find out that Becky just broke up with her boyfriend, Chad. And so she's really sad about it and doesn't want to stay home all of spring break. So she tags along with the boys, and she brings Sarah along with her. Okay. So she's not by herself as the only girl. Only problem is Sarah and Donnie have a history together. And they are not very nice to each other at all. And we'll find out later why. Now, we also find out that Sean has a thing for Becky.
Okay. Sean and Becky sitting in the tree.
And Becky Becky has a thing for Sean. Nothing's ever actually happened.
So we're in that weird phase. We're in that like, I like you, you like me, but nobody's said it yet.
Right. Okay. And then Sarah immediately says, "Hey, Sean, did you really go to Germany? Because there's a rumor that..."
What's the rumor?
Is the rumor?
I like these characters, by the way. I like them being on screen. Not like you switch them back and forth. It's very nice.
Yeah. What is the rumor about where Sean was instead of being in Germany? Was he in rehab for bath salts? Was he getting plastic surgery for ass cheek implants? Did he join a cult in New Mexico? Or does he have Benjamin Button's disease and is now in middle school?
That last one's stupid. Once again, man, I got it like these. Like, I appreciate how weird that your mind can get, but I feel like some of these are just like out of that, like what I would think of place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
which is really why I feel like I gotta lean towards getting surgery for ass cheek implants.
Yeah. Final answer?
Final answer.
That is incorrect. He was in rehab. He was in rehab for bath salts. That was the rumor.
Nice. You got me. You duped me.
Fun.
That was good.
Fun. So yeah, in rehab for bath salts, he's like, no, that's not what happened at all. He was very defensive about it, which makes me think that maybe it is kind of true. I have no idea, but as we go further down, sorry, I have to go through my notes. Yeah. So Sean and Becky have this flirtation.
Yeah,
and Sean's never pulled the trigger. Donnie is all upset. Donnie is pissed that these girls are going in on their bro trip. Like, he's like, this is a bro trip.
This is boys only, no girls allowed.
Right. And I'm not going to have any of it. And Jeremy's just like, calm down, dude. It's just because you're still into Sarah and she wants nothing to do with you. And he's like, that's not the point. And so he's still talking about it. Then we find out that
tell me what we find out.
Jeremy
here,
has a girlfriend that he met online, has never met her in real life.
Beautiful.
Her name is Kendall Jenners. And
with
no one
Z?
thinks with an S. It is with an S.
Oh, okay.
Kendall Jenners.
Okay.
And no one thinks that she is real.
Yeah.
Like,
no, as you would.
She has he has a fake girlfriend. And they're like, dude, she's like, this old guy is catfishing you. He's like, no, I know that it's her. We're in love. We're gonna go to acting. We're going to acting camp in the summer, and we're gonna meet there and just make beautiful movies together or musicals together. And that's all he says.
Musicals, gotcha.
Yeah. And then Jeremy's like, oh, by the way, you should totally bang my sister. And says that to Sean.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, bang my sister. I want you to bang my sister because she's broken up with Chad.
An aggressive dude.
Yeah. And Sean's like, whoa, why are you saying that? That's totally out of line. He's like, what? We have a twin thing. So whenever she has sex, it's like I have sex. Do you want me to not feel like having sex? And then Sean's all like, this is completely I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That's not right.
Right. So Sean doesn't like it, but anyway, they leave. They drive away. Sean tries to get moves on Becky while she's driving, but fails miserably. Sarah's making fun of Donnie. They get to the gas station liquor store. So Jeremy uses ID, gets a bottle of Caribbean rum and a few cases of beer. The attendant takes notice of his ID, where it says Jack Jessup, Army Ranger, and gives Jeremy a military discount.
Very nice.
So they get to the park. They fill 2 identical coolers with beer and ice. They hike 6 miles into the woods. They set up camp. And then you see some of them starting to trying to get cell service. So in the girls' tent, Sarah's trying to convince Becky that she needs to hook up with Sean. Same time, Donnie is trying to convince Sean that he needs to make the moves on Becky.
Okay.
And then we hear from the same story from both Becky and Sean about the one time that they almost did something. And they were very specific. They were both in the musical Rent at their high school, why a high school is doing the musical Rent.
Yeah, that's risque.
It's very risque. And like,
I'll tell you what, my high school wouldn't do Grease because in Grease Lightning, he says the chicks will cream.
Really?
They wouldn't do it. And I feel like Rent, it's like pole vault over that line as far as like material that is not safe for high school.
Yeah. So like either like this is the most progressive school in the United States, or this is written by someone that doesn't know high school musicals at all.
Right.
So they're
I'm putting my head in this space. I got it.
So they're like, we're at the Rent after party, the Rent musical after party. And she is sitting with him on the couch.
Do we know who they played so I can really?
No, we have no idea. They just say Rent and then they move on. They really don't get into that.
I feel like that's a pretty important detail, but you know what? I'm gonna let it slide and we can go forward.
Understandable. Go ahead. Becky puts her hand on Sean's thigh.
Right on his thigh.
and says, "Hey, do you want to go upstairs and smoke some weed?"
Okay. We're getting
Sean
crazy.
says, "I always pass on the grass." And then Donnie immediately says, "Yeah, what the hell, dude? We always smoke weed together." And then Sarah even says, "Yeah, they always smoke weed together."
Yeah.
And so Becky leaves, and Sean just stays there. And he sits on the couch watching Becky leave. And Donnie says, "Why did you just sit there? Why didn't you follow her?" And Sean's like, "I had a boner."
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
That's a good reason.
Again, I love the fact that I have to talk about this movie.
Yeah, this is different. This is
It sure
different.
is.
Okay.
So, and then we go back to them, and Becky is like, "Why didn't he follow me?" And Sarah's like, "Maybe he had a boner." And
Maybe.
Becky's like, "No, that's dumb. I just touched his thigh." And then again, goes back to Sean, and he did have a boner at the time.
He sure did. He did have one.
So,
I don't know how that counts as like almost something happening, but
yeah. So,
but that's fine.
Then Jeremy shows up.
Jeremy.
After it almost happened. And then when it didn't, she went upstairs, hooked up with Chad, her now ex-boyfriend, and they've been together all the way up until the day before this movie starts.
Okay. So this is a recent breakup.
Right. Very recent.
Got it.
Then Jeremy shows up and starts talking with the guys and says that he and his girlfriend, Kendall Jenners, is writing an R-rated musical on the songs of Britney Spears. The question is...
Oh, this is the question. Okay. I'm ready. What's the name of the musical?
What is the name of the Britney Spears musical? I know I spelled Britney wrong. It's Britney.
Brittany. Britney Spears.
Oops. Is it A, Oops, I Sung It Again? Is it B, Blonde to Bald to Back Again? Is it C, Crossroads 2, Crossroadier? Or is it D, It's Britney, bitch?
Okay. All right. I hope it's not D, because that is the least funny option here. Blonde to bald to back again. I don't know if that makes sense grammatically. I am gonna. I think it's, for the record, I think the answer is A. But I'm gonna put all of my eggs in C, because I hope to God it is C, and that's my final answer. C.
That is incorrect. It is B, Blonde to Bald to Back Again. God.
That's so stupid.
And he is so proud of this, the title of this musical. Like, he loves it. So, yeah.
That should have been Crossroads 2, Crossroadier.
I know. I agree.
You should have written this movie. That would have been the way to do this.
So, then Jeremy's like, "Oh, by the way, here you go," and he gives Sean a condom and says, "Hey, go bang my sister." Again,
this is aggressive.
He's really like,
Jeremy is being aggressive at this point.
He's being really aggressive, and so they start talking. Sarah throws a can of beer and hits Donnie right in the head, and then that turns into a conversation about, "Hey, we're here to get drunk. Let's go ahead and get drunk."
Yeah.
And then there's a musical montage of them just drinking until it's
around a campfire. They're outside in the woods. Got it.
Right.
Got it.
So Becky and Sean start talking as Jeremy leaves. And right before he leaves, he whispers in Sean's ear, "Bang my sister." Just like that.
Okay.
Just so you know. And so they start talking about, hey, maybe we should go hotbox the tent later. And they're like, yeah, whenever you have time. And Becky's like, yeah, I have time now. Do you have time now? And Sean's like, yeah, I have time now. So they both get up.
Yeah.
They start walking towards the tent. And then Donnie's like, hey, Sean, Jeremy's by himself. Let's go scare him. And he drags Sean away and stops him from getting into the tent with Becky.
Donnie.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
You're really messing things up for Sean, right?
Yeah. And so Jeremy is urinating off the cliff. And
Beautiful.
he is taking his butterfly knife and he's cutting the piss back and forth as he's completely drunk. Cutting the piss back and forth. And
Travis.
Donnie and Sean don't see him doing this. They just think like they're going to scare him.
No.
And so they jump out and they're like,
no.
Jeremy, what are you doing?
No.
As he's coming up with the with the butterfly knife. And all of a sudden the piss that you see, the stream of piss, turns into blood.
No.
And you see the penis fly into the midnight air.
Oh my God. No.
And so they all start screaming. Jeremy's like, I want my penis back.
I'm out.
Someone
I'm done. This podcast is over. I quit. This is stupid.
You don't get to do that. You don't get to. I've watched this 3 times. You're going to listen to it once.
You gotta listen to it one time. This dude cuts his dick off.
Oh yeah. So they all start freaking out.
Yeah,
Jeremy's,
rightly so.
They move Jeremy back to the campfire. They lay him down right by it, and this is one of the most like intense parts of the entire movie.
Somebody
and they kind of
wiener cut off.
They kind of do it perfectly. Like this is the shining moment of the entire show.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, Sean's like, we need to call 911. Does anyone have service? No one has service. He's like, what if I go further up the mountain and see if I can get service? And they're like, great idea. Everyone take my phone. Give Sean your phone. So there's even better chance that someone has service. Mm-hmm. So Sean takes everyone's phone up the mountain. Mm-hmm. Then Sarah and Donnie say, all right, we're going to go find his penis.
Okay.
So they start looking through the woods around where he was peeing, looking for the penis, and Becky stays there with Jeremy, making sure that he's okay.
Okay.
We get back to Sean. Sean is going up a little bit higher, and he gets cell phone service.
Yeah.
And he calls 911, says, hey, we have someone
my
with
friend
their
cut
penis
his dick
cut off.
off.
Yeah, my friend cut his dick off, and I need emergency here now. We're in the middle of the woods. I don't know exactly where. And they're like, hang on, let me triangulate your call. We'll figure out exactly where you are. While they're doing that, Becky's phone goes off, and there's a text from Chad saying, hey, baby, I'm so sorry. I miss you. I made a mistake. I need you back. Mm-hmm. And so he decides to text back, F off. Mm-hmm. I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Never talk to me again.
Get it, Sean.
And as he hits the send button, and he's waiting for it to send, and there's no signal. And at that point, Becky comes up and says, hey, did you get someone? And he freaks out, and he throws all his phones off the cliff, and all the phones are gone. Yeah. And she's like, did you just throw all the phones off the cliff? He's like, you scared me. But I did get a hold of 911. They're on their way. They know exactly where we are.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Then we go back to Donnie and Sarah. They're looking for the penis. And Sarah
looking
sees the
for
penis.
Just such a small, like a needle in a haystack.
They find the penis. Sarah finds the penis. And it's all dirt. Like there's dirt just all over it. And it's just... Yeah. A centipede a centipede crawls over the penis.
No.
And immediately
No.
Sarah sees that and pukes onto the penis.
No.
And Donnie's freaking out.
Come on, man.
And so they get 2 sticks and like they shovel it out, and then they carry it back to camp.
In their hands?
With the sticks. Like they get 2 sticks, they put it on each side of the penis.
Oh.
And then they pick it up and they carry it back.
I hate this.
And Sarah.
Question. I gotta ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you vet the movies on the wheel of splats before you put them on there?
No.
Or you just let anybody in the door? You just put anybody on the freaking wheel.
After this,
Got a
I'm
bad
going to.
percentage. You're like, nah, go for it. That's fine.
Bad now.
Oh, come on. Okay.
We
Go
are
ahead.
just
Go.
we are
Let's go.
going through.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
So
Let's go.
they pick it up and Sarah's like, hey, we need to keep it warm, right? So she puts it over the fire. And Jeremy looks over and is like, what are you doing trying to put my penis in the fire like it's a marshmallow? And Becky's like, we need to put that on ice. So they take
How is Jeremy not dead?
They take one of the 2 coolers and then shove the penis in there in the ice and close the cooler.
I hate it.
Okay. And then. So they're waiting. Everyone's quiet.
No.
And they're waiting for the helicopter to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just long enough to where they're like, maybe the helicopter's not coming. And so Jeremy's sitting there bleeding out.
Yeah.
And he decides to sing a song from the musical From Blonde to Bald to Back Again.
Okay.
What Britney Spears song does he sing when he thinks he's dying? Is it Oops, I Did It Again? Hit Me Baby One More Time?
Okay.
Toxic? Or Lucky?
Oh man.
Again, is it Oops, I Did It Again?
No, I heard what the options were for the record. Here's the thing. Here's why I'm gonna choose this answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna choose D, Lucky, because I have no idea what that song is, and I think hang on. Maybe you had the 3 and you were like, I don't know another Britney Spears song, so you just Googled it. Okay, hang on. Let's do. Hit Me Baby One More Time. Final answer.
That is incorrect. It is Oops.
No.
I Did It Again. And they sing it very slowly. Like he starts singing it very slowly.
I did it again.
And then everyone starts singing along with him. And they're all like, they're putting their hands on him like it's gonna be okay.
Oh baby, how was I supposed to know? I can imagine it. It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. As I said,
we're allowed to sing that.
This is my favorite scene of the entire movie.
Yeah.
And this has a lot to do with this part right here. And as they get to like the climax, all of a sudden a helicopter shows up right above them, and they're like, yeah, we're right here. And the helicopter leaves a little bit, and they're like, oh no, they didn't see us. And so Donnie decides then to take a propane tank and throws it in the fire and says, everyone duck. And then the propane tank takes a little bit of time. And you're kind of thinking like, oh, maybe it's not going to explode. And Sarah comes out of hiding, is like, well, that didn't work. And then all of a sudden, boom, she gets blasted back.
Yeah.
And then everything goes dark. Okay. All of a sudden, the camera pans over to Jeremy, and his foot is on fire because his foot was right next to the fire.
Well, why didn't Donnie
So they
wait like
put out
2 seconds?
Yeah, so they put the fire out. The medic gets sent down on a like wire,
like a little ladder that comes
Right.
out of the helicopter.
They strap
Gotcha.
Jeremy onto the little the stretcher that goes up there, and
Yep.
and the guy was like, "It's okay, you guys did the right thing."
Yeah.
And they said, "Who has his penis?" And so
Oh man.
Sean grabs one of the cooler, says it's right here, hands it to the EMT, and the EMT says, "That's perfect. As long as it's on ice, we can put it back on within 12 hours. A nice round 12 hours.
That seems
like a lot of time.
Like a lot of time. But I mean, I'm not a
medical expert, so I'm not going to question it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what happens next in the movie, so you can just skip over it.
Please tell me.
So they get up there, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's good." And somebody was like, "Oh, I'm thirsty," and reaches for a drink, opens it up. There's a piece of a dick in there, and they're like, "Oh, we have to get to the hospital."
Wow,
did I nail it right on the head?
You did. But before that, we go to the hospital. Jeremy's waking up.
Yeah.
In the hospital.
Okay.
And they're like, "Hey, let's go ahead and have surgery, get this penis back on you,
okay,
and move forward." And he's freaking out.
Yeah.
Because when they open the cooler, it's just a few beers in there and no penis. And so they're like, "Well, we need to get a hold of your friends." Oh, wait, all of their cell phones just fell off the side of the cliff. You don't have your cell phone.
Yep.
So we just have to wait for your friends to get here within the next 12 hours.
Yeah.
And the nurse says, "But if they don't get here, we have some great options to where we can graft the underside of your arm or your butt cheek and turn that into a penis, and you have 10% chance to ever get an erection or ejaculate ever again." And Jeremy's like, "I don't like that option at all."
Ugh.
I know. And he's like, "That's not a great option." She's like, "Well, it's a better option than having no penis at all."
Is it? I don't know. Okay. So, let's keep going.
So then we go back to the camp. They decided to sleep the rest of the night, and then drive out to the. And then drive out to the.
So you, I'm guessing they decided to sleep because they're all hammered,
right?
Okay, that makes more sense.
They're all hammered, so they decided to sleep it off, and then they were going to go to the hospital the next morning.
Okay.
And there was nothing they could do for Jeremy until then. And that's when they noticed, as they woke up, they went to go get something out of the cooler, and the penis is in the cooler.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We need to get this to
the hospital.
Yeah. Okay. So they start running through the woods. They find a ranger's station that has been completely abandoned. Okay. They kick down the door of the ranger station.
Good call.
No one's in there. The phones don't work. And all of a sudden, a rattlesnake jumps out of one of the cupboards. And they throw. Sarah is holding the cooler with the penis in it, and instinctively throws the cooler at the snake. As she's throwing the cooler, the lid opens up. The penis goes towards the snake, and the snake strikes and bites the penis.
Why? Why though?
And then they have a discussion of now that penis has venom in it.
Yeah. So somebody has to suck the venom out.
Someone has to suck the venom out of the penis.
No.
And
it can't be his sister. That's too weird.
Donnie says it has to be his sister because she was the first one to ever have his dick in her mouth, because they were twins, and in the womb, there was a time to where there had to have been where his penis was right around her mouth. So it's naturally has to be her. And she said, absolutely not. And then Sean says, "Hey,
oh man,
I'll do it. I will suck the penis. Because I lost the phones. I gave the wrong cooler.
Okay.
It's got to be me.
Mm-hmm.
So he then gets alone time and he starts sucking the venom out of the penis. And then as everyone's outside, they see a drone fly by. And they're like, we got to catch up with this drone. We need to figure out whose drone that is. They are
I can't quit
after
the
the drone.
podcast, right? We can't
What's
quit.
that?
We can't quit now.
Nope. We're getting there.
We're
getting to the
about
end.
halfway.
We're about halfway. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna fly through this next part because all of it's really messed up. They chase after the drone.
Mm-hmm.
They destroy the drone, catching it.
Mm-hmm.
But they see where the drone is being controlled from, and it's this. There's a boat and a tent. It looks like a few people are camping on the other side of the lake. So they walk around the lake. And this is when Sean pulls Donnie aside and says, "Hey, I got a text from Chad on Becky's phone, and I responded as Becky to F off, and I feel bad about that."
Yeah.
Donnie is like, "Wow, that's messed up." And they get to the camp, and there's this little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Hey, was that your drone?" He's like, "Yeah, you busted it up. You owe me a new drone."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Okay, well, we have an emergency. We need to
when you get to the hospital.
We need to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
Can we use your boat?" And he's like, "Yeah, you can use my boat, but I want something in return." And he's like, "From you two," and he points at Becky and Sarah.
Okay.
And Becky and Sarah are like, "What, do you want us to flash our boobs?" Like, and he's like, "I'm in 6th grade. You think I haven't seen boobs before? I want you two to scissor each other." And they're like, "Okay, we're not gonna do that."
Whoa.
No. Yeah. It went real quick, real bad, real quick. It was weird. It was
That's
weird.
aggressive.
It was.
How old is this kid?
He was like 10, 11, maybe.
Okay.
So
just knock him out.
So Sean goes up to him and says, "We're going to get your boat and leave. You don't know what I have done. I have cut off penises and I have sucked penises, and I will do everything I can to make sure that this penis gets there." And it like completely scares the kid to death.
Yeah.
And the kid just hands the keys over and just stares off into space. As they're getting into the boat, the kid's father shows up.
Yeah.
Looks like he was on a he was fly fishing. So he has this huge rod.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey son, what's going on?" And the kid just says, "He was going to suck my penis and cut my penis." And then he points at the kids and he's like, "What'd you do to my son?" And he starts chasing after them. Sean's the last one to get in the boat. And the father starts slamming his fly fishing rod up against Sean's back. Aggressively hard.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to steal my boat?
Sean's having a bad day.
Sean's having a terrible day. And so Sean has the cooler, and the father grabs the cooler, and he's almost about to lose grip of the cooler. And Donnie picks up a can, like a root beer can or a beer can, and throws it, hits the guy in the head, and the guy flies back, and they successfully stolen the boat. So grand theft
while killing this person.
Not killing him. He hits him in the head and he falls in the lake, and then gets up and says, "Give me back my boat."
Okay.
That's good. And they speed off in the boat. They get back to the original park where they get in the car, and they drive off, and they get to the hospital where the EMT said, "Hey, this is where he's going."
Yeah.
And so they go up to the to admittance and say, "Hey, we have Jeremy's penis." And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, there's a guy that's here named Jeremy. He got his penis cut off, and we have his penis. He's like, there's no one by the name of Jeremy here. Sometimes EMTs get rerouted, or medevacs get rerouted to this other hospital. So they go to the hospital. So they drive off to the other hospital.
Yeah.
Jeremy's still laying there, trying to figure out, like watching as the time goes by, of whether he needs to graft a penis from his arm or not. And they're like, hey, the only way, if that penis doesn't get here soon, unless it has gotten oxygenated blood flowing through it for at least a little bit of time, that the penis isn't going to be on there. You need to get it grafted now. And he's like, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. So they get to the hospital.
Yeah.
And they say, hey, we have the penis. Yeah. We have the penis. And one of the doctors is like, you have the penis? And like, yes. He's like, give me the penis. So they give him the penis. And then they start, and he's like, let's get into the OR now. And he runs it in.
Yeah.
They come out of the OR, and the doctor's like, hey, we reattached your friend's penis.
Yeah.
He's still out of it, but he can have a few visitors. If you want to go in and see how he's doing. Yeah. They go in, and they pull back the curtain, and it is not Jeremy. It is the guy. It is the long-haired guy from Workaholics.
Okay.
If you've ever seen that show.
I have seen that show.
Yeah, the long-haired guy, the skinny. Yep. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So he's there, and they're like, "You're not our friend. Why? What happened? Why are you? What's up with your penis?" And so he starts telling the story. He wakes up and he's like, "That's not my penis. Why is this short little penis on my body?" And he starts telling a story about how his girlfriend got mad at him and just cut his penis off. And that's why he's there. And so they're talking about it.
So
and
now.
And he's like, so, oh man. So his girlfriend shows up and says, I'm so sorry. I've always loved you. I didn't mean to cut your penis off. I gave it to the doctors so you guys can redo the penis and get the right penis on you. And the doctor's like, whoa. No, it is a very sensitive surgery. I'm not going to take off one penis to put on another penis. Yeah. This is the penis that you're going to have from now on. And he's
now we're doing penis swap is what's happening.
So yeah, so he says to the group, I want you to get this to your give my penis to your friend. It is my gift to him.
Okay, this is so stupid. This is so dumb.
I know. And then they try to like, and the doctor's like, hey, all you have to do is sneak up into the next floor, grab the guy's penis. It's in one of the holding rooms.
Yeah.
Grab his penis and then run out of here. He's like, why don't you get it yourself? He's like, because I don't want to get sued. And so
that's fair.
He's like, I don't like, this is well beyond my job as a doctor.
Yeah.
If you guys really want the penis, go get it yourself.
Okay.
And so they're like, all right, well, let's.
Now it's Grand Theft Penis.
Yeah, it's Grand Theft Penis. Man, this
next part, I can see it draining on your soul.
Then all of a sudden, this was right outside the room of the guy with the new penis. Is staying, and him and his girlfriend are talking and saying how much they love each other during this, and right outside. And then all of a sudden you hear a curdling scream.
Okay.
And they come back in, and she cut the penis off again.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. And so they try to wrestle the penis away from her. They have the penis, and then they take off. Now, right before that, I forgot to mention, Donnie got really pissed off at Sean because everyone thinks that it's Sean's fault. Donnie tells Becky that Sean sent those messages to Chad. Becky's now upset with Sean.
Yeah.
And she calls Chad to come pick her up.
Okay.
So they finally get the penis. They get it in a travel mug with a bunch of ice in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes out and says, "Hey, we got the penis. Let's go get it to go get it to Jeremy. Where there's about 5 other hospitals around here that he could be at."
Yeah.
And so you and Chad, you start looking around. We'll start looking around. If we find one, here, you take the penis, and hands her the cup.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "All right, that's a good idea." He's like, "I'm sorry for everything that I did. I was a jerk, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And so they have the apology, and she still realizes that Chad's still a jerk. So she decides to blow off Chad, and they go find Jeremy together. And as they're walking away, Sean takes a sip of the cup, and they're all like, "That's disgusting." He's like, no, we wrapped it up in it's in a Ziploc bag. It's just ice water around it. And they're like, "That's still disgusting."
Yeah.
So as they're in the car, they realize that Jeremy doesn't have might not have been able to tell him his name because he was passed out as he was being lifted up. So the hospital might have him under a different name, maybe a name on a fake ID that he has.
Yeah.
What is the name on that fake ID that I have named twice while telling you this story? Is it Jesse Jacobs, Army Ranger, Jack Jessup, Army Ranger, Jess Jackson, Army Ranger, or Jake Johnson, Army Ranger?
You've told me this twice.
I have said this name twice. But were you paying attention?
I was not. Which is why I'm gonna go with frick.
This is my favorite trivia question, by the way.
Because you said it twice.
Sure did.
You said it right. You said the answer to this question to my face. And
Twice.
I wasn't paying close enough attention to that specific detail.
And I knew you wouldn't.
Okay. I'm going to go with Jesse Jacobs, Army Ranger. Finally.
Jesse Jacobs. It is Jake Jessup B. So close.
Did I only get one question this week?
You did only get one question, and that was the porn question. So great job.
It wasn't a strikeout, though.
No, it was not. But
all right. Let's wrap this movie up. Let's do it.
So they call the original hospital that they were at the very beginning, and they say, "Can we get to Jake Jessup?" They get to Jake Jessup. And they're like, "Yeah." And so they get him to the room. Jake Jessup and Jeremy answers
that the lady at the hospital would have been like, "Oh, no, we have nobody named Jeremy who got his dick cut off." It's like, I have a dick in a bag with ice. Somebody here is missing a penis. Can you help a brother out right now?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's obnoxious. That's
yeah, sure is. Sure is. So they get it there. And they're in the waiting room. And Becky and Sean finally start talking again.
Yeah.
And they're about to kiss, and then Becky like pulls away, and Sean's like, "What's wrong,
Chad?"
And she's like, "You just had my brother's penis in your mouth not that long ago, and you haven't brushed your teeth yet."
That's
so let's
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair.
So let's wait to kiss until after you brush your teeth. And they're like, yeah, that's fair. So that was funny, and that was a cute little ending to it. And then it's like 1 week later, and we flash forward, and Sean's about to leave, about to go back to Germany.
Okay. For unknown,
Becky, what's that?
For unknown reasons.
For absolutely unknown reasons, for an unknown period of time. Becky comes to pick him up. Brings this van, and then the van brings this lift, and all of a sudden there's Jeremy rolling in on his wheelchair after having the successful penis surgery to reattach his penis. And she's like, so we have someone that's coming with us. I know you wanted to just be us, but Jeremy wanted to come along as well. Okay. And so Jeremy's like, hey, dudes, I'm back. I'm still recovering. And he's like, but I have someone else with me, and it's Kendall Jenner's. And so this blonde girl in this pink jumpsuit comes out, and it's Kendall Jenner's, and she's just as annoying as her name suggests. And she starts kissing on Jeremy, and Jeremy's like, no, don't kiss me. And she's like, no, I really want to kiss you. And he's like, all right, 2 kisses. And so she kisses him twice, and then kisses him over and over again. He's like, stop it. You're going to rip the staples or rip the stitches. And so Kendall Jenner's was a real person all along. Sarah and Donnie start hinting at each other that they're going to get back together again. And then Becky and Sean finally kiss. And that is the end of the package.
Bravo. Let's never talk about it again.
Great idea.
Yeah, no, that was my least favorite, I think, that we've ever done.
Oh man.
Not a bad episode, but not a fan of the
terrible movie.
Content. Yeah. No, I'm sure it plays out funny. Like, and it was funny when you were telling me about it, but it's like
no, it's bad. It's a never watch that movie.
Well, I told you last night when we were doing the podcast that I watched
You watched Hubie Halloween. I don't understand why.
And it was a poor idea. It was so much worse than I anticipated it to be. Like, even when you told it to me, like watching it afterwards, I was like, this is another level bad.
So the one thing that I can say, Geraldine Viswanathan,
yes, Becky,
which plays Becky, was absolutely the best part of the entire movie. She is definitely the best actor.
Awesome.
And she killed it.
Awesome.
If you were wanting to watch a movie, don't watch this.
Don't watch this.
Watch the Broken Hearts Gallery.
Broken Hearts
just came out on digital. It was in theaters for a little bit. Just came out on digital. That movie is phenomenal. She does amazing work in it. Her DeGray Montgomery, who was the bad guy in Stranger Things. You ever watch Stranger Things?
I did watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, the older brother that's a jerk.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's in it. Very good movie. Nice. Much better than this crap. Go watch that instead. Don't watch the package. But with that said, that's it. That's all I have.
That's it. All right. Well, you want me to play some music now? We can do that.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right, man.
Hi, guys.
Let me know. Can you hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on Spoiled Rotten Movies. Join us on next Tuesday, which will be November the 17th at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m.
8. It's going to be 8 again. Yeah.
Okay. At 8 p.m., where we're going to be doing Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And then on Twitter at Rotten_BOIS. Follow us on Instagram at Spoiled Rotten Movies. We love you. You're so great. Follow us on Anchor, Breaker, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. I thought I was going to run out of time, and I didn't. So, peace, y'all.
This has been Spoiled Rotten Movies.
Freeze frame.
check on that microphone, check on that microphone, check on that microphone, check on the microphone.